Here. So today's video, what I'm going to talk about is going to be going over packs, okay? But before I get in that, disclaimer, I want to say for everyone, have an understanding of what and how you plan to spend. The biggest problem that I see, not just in this game, but most games in general similar to this, is people start to chase someone where they have no business chasing. Know what you can sustain and you're able to do. The issue that I see constantly is people will drop a couple hundred, 200, 2,000, max out credit cards, and then have the realization to understand they're not going to catch someone, all right? So if you're spending, and these videos are going to be for everyone I can do possible, free to play, mid spender, my dolphins, my whales, and then your mega whales. So first thing is, I would say to everyone, know what your budget is. If you have an unlimited budget, then obviously you don't need to listen to me. But what I would say is all the information I provide, whatever level you're at, is going to help you in some way or form. So getting that out of the way, I'm basing this off of a mid-tier player, but I'm going to go through the packs. And this first section of videos is going to be covering what I think you should buy if you're trying to grow your heroes, okay? And we have two different sides of that. You have some things some basic stuff I'm going to go into. So the first thing that I see people push constantly, and it mainly will affect when you go player versus player, but this is more for battles, for arena, is people are pushing either their gear, which is fine because it's going to help you, or they're pushing their XP. The problem I've seen is people are buying XP instead of just letting it come to you. You get a ton of XP in the game. What I want you guys to look at and how I want you to do it is put a value on everything in the game. Things that are harder to get are going to be higher value. Therefore, if you put a monetary value on it, it's more valuable to get that than something else. XP is going to have a lower monetary value. I would put that very low because you're getting so much of that for free. So my thing is, as you're building your account, you want to build it out, regardless what your level is, free to play, mid-tier spender, high spender. You want to build your account out the best you can and make it as even and balanced as possible. Obviously, if you're spending the upward of $500 or more a month, then your account's going to look different than someone else's, okay? What people are doing, some people are doing this right, some people I would question what they're doing, but what they're doing is they're maxing out their heroes. So they're getting a ton of XP, buying tons of packs for it, which, again, if you're getting so much stuff for free, or you're getting it throughout the events you're doing, or the task or anything else, why buy it when you could be investing that money into your account in different areas to help grow? So just keep that in mind. Things you get for free, you do not want to spend for, okay? So what I see people is buying the steel, which is fine. I see people doing the weapon shards, which I think is good. So put in perspective, and this is the first point I'll make. The XP, let's say you buy out the packs. It goes up, I believe, increments of 5. So if you come in the store, I'm not going to buy any, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. So when we come in the store, the other thing I don't like is the value you get out of it. So again, you're getting a ton of this for free. It's just being patient. So when you start to do this, what I would start to say is if you don't have enough, start focusing in other area, whether it's leveling up your heroes with their legendary shards or purple shards. Now we come in here and we can see when we get down to it, it's $5, $10, and then it goes upward from there. It's great to get it. I think you can have so much more value in other areas, such as the specialized forge packs, but I don't like these. I like when the store comes around, just because the value there isn't really there. If you need a couple, yeah, so be it, not a big deal. Get your points. But that's what I would start to focus on. These weapons are going to give you a tremendous boost in overall. Like we can see, this is at level 8, the boost that I'm getting from just that, right? We can come in here, we can see what the total amount is. This is what the total amount will be. So you see the difference from that to here. I was at about 149, and when this is maxed out, it's at 247. And you can see the exclusive skills you're getting with that, okay? So that plays a big factor. A lot of people are focusing on different things, though. Like we come in here, and I explained this in the previous video, but I want to give you guys understanding. So the deployment is going to affect the heroes when they lead, okay, in battle when they're deploying. So this would be more of like your Volt when you're going to attack it. If you're going against another player, they lead. These are the skills that are going to help them, where Patrol is going to affect during arena battles and events such as that. So have an understanding of that as you build your account. Now, as far as packs, because again, my whole thing is discussing heroes where I think you should invest. The packs I would say, if I was going to, and I want to get a lot of the weapon shards for my Gen 1s if I'm doing them. If not, if you're focused, like I said, my previous video was Andre, how he's very good. Hint, hint. My focus would be getting his weapon shards to as high as you can, whatever your budget is. I would worry about the other ones later. As the new generation heroes come out, you'll have an easier opportunity to get their weapon shards and other things, but I would focus on Andre, okay? Now, the packs I like were the events. One of the events just passed, which was the loot vault boxes. Those are really good. You can get a lot of them for very cheap, and it's not going to cost you a lot. I don't really like the stores everyday value. There's only a handful of ones that I would say go for. So the ones that I would say, again, we put value. I don't really need the donuts. If you're doing the one, which would be your monthly pass, you're gonna get a ton of those for free. So why am I gonna buy more unless I'm burning through tons of them every single day, which you shouldn't be. You can do a lot, but I wouldn't say go through every single one you have unless you're pushing for an event such as the Chief Almighty. Okay? These ones are not bad. The value is a little bit better. They're up there. The monthly one's really good. That's one of the better ones you could possibly get, in my opinion. But I'd stay away from low things. The next thing is we're going to look at the daily pass. So here is Tony. This is also not a bad value. So you're going to get 5 shards of him. You're also going to get random chests with that. This is one of the better values in the game as well if you're looking to build him. Eventually what's going to happen is one of your heroes, which most likely will be Pam from Generation 2, will be replacing him. So once your server hits or state hits a certain level, all these heroes are going to become obsolete. They're going to be pushing to the next gen. And like I talked about in a previous video, your focus should be on whatever heroes you get. If you're not buying Andre, that's fine. If you're a free-to-play player, that's fine. So anytime when certain events roll around, know who you're building. Unless you have a large budget, don't worry about trying to do multiple heroes at once. This is one of the better events to get stuff, Hall of Heroes. Figure out which one you want to push. When this does come around, you do get 10 free shards. So you can get of Tony or you can get of her, okay? And then what I would say is I would start to save for the Chief Almighty, because that's going to be one of the only places, if you finish in the top 5 or top 10, you're going to get shards for Andre, and eventually what happens if it switches out to your next gen 2, and then you can get shards for them. Okay? I love the monthly passes. Right now I am doing my Chief badges. Chief gear is relatively important. I'm going to be doing a series after I do my buying guide on understanding power and true power and some fluff, but I think it was important to touch on there. So I hit a couple on there. What I intend to do is touch on some of the other event packs that I think are really good. But honestly, if you're doing the weapon shards, wait for an event to come around where you get them. I don't really see a large value in the ones that they are. Again, most of these go up by increments of 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 usually are the highest ones. So for example, if you want to max out one of your heroes on their weapons, it's going to cost you around $275. So keep that in perspective as you do this. My next video is going to cover some other packs or things you should focus on. And then my last one is going to cover what areas I think or parameters I think you should touch on as you build your account, whether you're 30, 27, 25, or you're a brand new player. So, all right, guys, hopefully all this helps. This is Russ who drives the bus. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, YouTube, Discord are in the game. And if you want to help grow this channel, donate, reach out to me. Again,